Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jake Haviland, stage manager and producer of the WBFR Playhouse of the Air. We are thrilled to share tonight's production of A Christmas Carol with our live studio audience and appreciate everyone coming out to be with us this evening. WBFR policy states that flash photography and recording of any kind is strictly prohibited. We also request that you turn your mobile devices to silent and refrain from talking during the performance. WBFR requires that all audience members wear their masks for the entirety of the show, as well as respect the boundaries of their party's seating section. We are excited to put on this production, and it is your support and cooperation that has made it possible to do so. So from all of us here at the WBFR, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. With no further ado, the WBFR Playhouse of the Air presents A Christmas Carol.
Five minutes to air. Mr. Laurents, Mr. Heywood, Miss Applewhite, Miss Sherwood, and Mr. Filmore. This is your 5-minute call.
Hello, Freddie.
Miss Applewhite, how are you doing?
3 minutes to air. This is your 3-minute call. If our studio audience could kindly take to their seats. Mr. Laurents, to the stage for audience warm-up, please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a live broadcast from WBFR in Manhattan. We have just a couple of minutes before we're live on the air, which gives me just enough time to introduce the fine acting ensemble who will be performing tonight's play. You know him as Father Fagin in Satan is a Woman, heard each and every week on another network. And soon to be in RKO Pictures, The Mockingbird Murder Mystery, playing Ebenezer Scrooge in tonight's play, it's my thrill to introduce Mr. Freddie Filmore.
You know this little lady as Sadie Davenport from the popular soap opera The Moon in the Gutter, and soon to be starring on Broadway in Lament for a Virgin. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to your favorite and mine, Miss Sally Applewhite.
I am thrilled to share the stage once again with one of my favorite funny men, star of Too Many Monkeys, and soon to be seen taking a dramatic turn in monumental pictures, Mother Was a Nazi. Here's Mr. Harry Jazzbo Heywood.
Hello, America, and hello to you, too. You may know her from the Broadway smash of the Teacups and heard every week as Uli in the popular mystery program, Homicide Hussy. I give you, and please be so kind as to give her back, the incomparable Miss Lana Sherwood.
And finally, a man who needs no introduction, starring each and every week as Detective Dickie Dickerson on Crime Does Not Pay, and host of WBFR's popular kiddie program, the Mr. Peanut and Petunia Pig Hour. Here's the always dashing Mr. Jake Laurents.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm getting a signal from our stage manager that we will be live on the air in less than 10 seconds. Please remember that this evening's play is being broadcast live, coast to coast, and that our audience at home is counting on your reaction to aid their listening pleasure. So feel free to laugh, cry, and applaud mightily as you enjoy the performance.
We're on the air in 5, 4, 3.
In New York City.
This is the WBFR Playhouse of the Air. Good evening, everyone. This is Jake Laurents, the host of this program. Each and every week, the WBFR Playhouse of the Air dedicates ourselves to bringing you over the air your favorite stories as performed by the brightest stars of Broadway and Hollywood. And tonight is no exception as we bring you Charles Dickens' famous Yuletide ghost story, A Christmas Carol, starring Freddie Filmore as Ebenezer Scrooge. We take you now to London, 1843, and raise curtain on Act 1 of A Christmas Carol.
Marley was dead to begin with. There was no doubt about that. Old Marley was as dead as a doornail. Scrooge knew he was dead too, of course, as they had been partners for many years. And Scrooge was his sole executor, his sole friend, and his sole mourner.
Scrooge never paints out old Marley's name. There it stood, years afterward, above the old warehouse door of the firm of Scrooge and Marley.
What a tight-fisted hand at the grindstone was Scrooge, and the cold within him didn't thaw 1 degree during Christmas.
Once upon a time on Christmas Eve, Scrooge sat busy in his counting house. He kept his eye on his clerk, Bob Cratchit, who was in a dismal mental cell copying letters. It was just before closing time when through the door came Scrooge's only nephew, Fred.
Merry Christmas, Bob!
And the same to you, Fred.
Merry Christmas to you, Uncle. Oh, God save you.
Bah, humbug!
Christmas, a humbug. You don't mean that, I am sure.
I do. Merry Christmas indeed. What right have you to be merry? What reason have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
Come then. What right have you to be dismal? What reason have you to be morose? You're rich enough.
No, humbug.
Don't be cross, Uncle.
What else can I be when I live in such a world of fools as this? What is Christmas to you but a time for finding yourself a year older, but not an hour richer? If I could work my will, every imbecile who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips would be boiled in his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart.
Uncle!
Nephew! You keep Christmas in your way, and let me keep it in mine.
Keep it, but you don't keep it, Uncle.
Let me leave it alone, then. Much good may it do you. Much good it has ever done you.
There are many things from which I have derived good, yet not profited. Christmas among them, and I have always thought of Christmas as a kind, forgiving, charitable, pleasant time. The only time I know in the year where men and women open their hearts freely and think of people below them as fellow passengers to the grave. And though it has never put a single gold or silver in my pocket, I believe it has done me good. And I say, God bless it.
God bless indeed.
Let me hear another sound from you, Bob Cratchit, and you'll keep your Christmas by losing your situation. As for you, nephew, you're such a powerful speaker. I wonder you don't go into Parliament.
Don't be angry, Uncle. Come dine with us tomorrow.
No.
Why?
Why did you marry against my wishes?
Because I fell in love.
Because you fell in love. Good afternoon.
I want nothing from you. Why cannot we be friends?
Good afternoon.
I'm sorry with all my heart to find you so stubborn, but I'll keep my Christmas humor to the last. So, a Merry Christmas to you, Uncle.
Good afternoon.
Oh, and a Happy New Year.
Good afternoon.
And a Merry Christmas to you and your family, Bob.
And the same to you, Fred.
There's another fellow, my clerk, with 15 shillings a week and a wife and family talking about Merry Christmas. I'll retire to Bedlam.
Scrooge and Marley's, I believe. Have I the pleasure pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley.
Mr. Marley has been dead 7 years this very night. You have the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge.
Well now, Mr. Scrooge, at this festive season of the year, it is more than usually desirable that we should make some slight provision for the poor and destitute, who suffer greatly at the present time. Many thousands are in want of common necessities. Hundreds of thousands are in want of common comfort, sir.
Are there no prisons?
Plenty of prisons.
And the union workhouses, are they still in operation?
They are. Still, I wish I could say they were not.
The treadmill and the poor Law are still in full vigor, then?
Both very busy, sir.
I'm glad to hear it.
As they scarcely furnish Christian cheer of mind and body, a few of us are endeavoring to raise a fund to buy the poor some meat and drink and means of warmth. What shall I put you down for?
Nothing.
Oh, you wish to be anonymous.
I wish to be left alone. Since you ask me what I wish, that is my answer. I don't make merry myself at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry. I help to support the establishments I have just mentioned. They cost enough, and those who are badly off must go there.
Oh, well, many can't go there, and many would rather die.
If they would rather die, then they had better do it and decrease the surplus population. It is enough for a man to understand his own business and not interfere in other people's. Mine occupies me constantly. Good afternoon.
Well...
Show this woman to the door, Cratchit.
Oh, yes, sir. This way, please. It would please me greatly if I contribute tuppence to your charity.
Cratchit.
Coming, Mr. Scrooge.
You are a most generous soul, sir, which the same cannot be said about your employer.
Cratchit!
Coming, Mr. Scrooge. A Merry Christmas to you.
And to you, sir.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay.
What in heaven's now?
Remember
They say
Christ our
about it?
Savior was born on Christmas Day.
Humbug!
To save us
Off
all
with you,
from
boy!
Satan's power.
Go and
we
hunt
were
someone
gone
else!
astray.
Oi, Mr. Scrooge. Sir.
What is it, Cratchit?
Well, it's nearly closing time, and I wanted to ask...
You wanted to ask about taking off all day tomorrow, I suppose.
If quite convenient, sir.
It is not convenient, and it is not fair.
But it's only once a year, sir?
A poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. But I suppose you must have the whole day. Be here all the earlier the next morning.
Yes, sir, you can count on me.
Good day.
A good day to you, and a Merry Christmas.
Humbug!
And with that, the office was closed in a twinkling.
Bob Cratchit went down a slide on Cornhill 20 times in honor of its being Christmas Eve, and then ran home to Camden Town as hard as he could pelt to play with his family at Blind Man's Buff.
Scrooge took his melancholy dinner in his usual melancholy tavern, and having read all the newspapers and beguiled the rest of the evening with his banker's book, went home to bed.
Scrooge's chambers had once belonged to his deceased partner, Marley. There were now a gloomy suite where nobody lived but Scrooge.
There was nothing at all particular about the knocker on the door. Scrooge had seen it there each and every day.
But as Scrooge put his key in the lock of the door, he saw on the knocker Marley's face. Its livid color made it horrible.
As Scrooge looked at this phenomenon, it became a knocker again. Startled, he walked in and closed the door with a bang.
He sat before the fire to take his gruel.
Then came a clanking noise from deep down below, as if someone were carrying a heavy chain. Then the noise became louder, coming from the floor below, then up the staircase, then straight towards his door.
It's Humbug still. I won't believe it.
Then, without pause, through the door came the ghost of a man, covered with long chains wound about him. Chains of cash boxes, keys, ledgers, padlocks, and purses wrapped in heavy steel.
Ebenezer Scrooge!
Who are you? Oh, no. Why do you trouble me?
Much.
Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Who were you then? You're particular for a shame.
In life, I was your partner. Jacob Marley!
Humbug!
You don't believe in me.
I do not.
Why do you doubt your senses?
Because a little thing can affect them. A slight disorder of the stomach. You might be an undigested bit of beef, a crumb of cheese, a fragment of an underdone potato. There's more of gravy than of grave about you, whatever you are. Mercy! Mercy! Dreadful aberration. Why do you trouble me?
Man of the worldly mind, do you believe in me or not?
I do, I must. But why do spirits walk the earth? And why do they come to me?
It is required of every man that a spirit should walk abroad amongst his fellow men and travel far and wide. And if that spirit goes not forth in life, it is condemned to do so after death. It is doomed to wander through the world and witness what it cannot share on earth, but it might have shared. It turned to happiness!
Why are you fettered with chains, Jacob?
I wear the chains I forged in life. I made them link by link, in yard by yard. Would you know the great weight and length of the strong coil you bear yourself? It is as heavy and as long as this 7 Christmas Eves ago. You have labored on it since.
Speak comfort to me, Jacob.
I have none to give. I cannot rest. I cannot stay. I cannot linger anywhere. In life, my spirit never roved beyond the narrow limits of our money-changing hall. And weary journeys lie before me.
You must have been very slow about it, Jacob. 7 years dead and traveling all the time. You might have got over a great quantity of ground in 7 years.
Oh, captive, bound, and double-eyed. Not to know that no space of regret can make amends for one's life opportunity misused.
But you were always a good man of business, Jacob.
Mankind was my business. The common welfare was my business. Charity, mercy, forbearance, and benevolence were all my business. The dealings of my trade were but a drop of water in the comprehensive ocean of my business. At this time of the rolling year, I suffer most. Hear me now. My time is nearly gone.
I will, but don't be hard upon me. Don't be flowery, Jacob, pray.
I have come tonight to warn you. You have just a chance and hope of escaping my fate, Ebenezer.
You were always a good friend to me. Thank you.
You will be hunted by 3 spirits.
Is that the chance and hope you mentioned, Jacob?
It is.
I think I'd rather not.
Without their help, you cannot hope to escape the path I tread. Expect the first when the bell tolls 1.
Can't I take them all at once and have it over with, Jacob?
Look to see me no more, and look that for your own sake. You remember what has passed between us.
Jacob! Jacob!
When Scrooge awoke, he found himself face to face with a strange creature with the stature of a child, a face with not a wrinkle, yet with hair white as if with great age.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold to me?
I am.
Who and what are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past.
And what business brings you here?
Your welfare.
Oh, I am much obliged, but a night of unbroken rest would have been more conducive to that end.
Your reclamation, then. Take heed. rise and walk with me?
Oh, no, not out the window. I am not a spirit, but a mortal and liable to fall.
Bear but a touch of my hand upon your heart, and you shall be upheld in more than this. Come.
Where are we, spirit? Where are you taking me?
Do you recognize this place?
Good heavens, I do. I was a boy here. That's my schoolhouse.
Your lip is trembling, and what is that upon your cheek?
It is but a pimple. Lead me where you will.
Do you recollect your way to school?
Remember it. I could walk it blindfolded.
Strange to have forgotten it for so many years. Let us go on. The school is not quite deserted. A solitary child, neglected by his friends, is left there still.
Yes, I know that poor boy. I was so lonely. I wish. It's too late now.
What is the matter?
No, there was a boy singing a Christmas carol at my door last night. I should have given him something, that's all.
Ebenezer!
It's my sister, Fan! Dear Fan!
I've come to bring you home, dear brother.
Home, little Fan.
Yes, home for good and forever and ever. Father is so much kinder than he used to be that home's like heaven. He spoke to me so gently one night when I was going to bed that I was not afraid to ask once more if you might come home. And he said, yes, you should. And he sent me in a coach to bring you, and we're to be all together and have the merriest Christmas in all the world.
You are quite a woman, little Fan.
Oh, come with me, dear brother.
Always a delicate creature whom a breath might have withered, but she had a large heart.
So she had. You're right, spirit. I'll not gainsay it, God forbid.
She died a woman, and had, as I think, children.
One child?
True, your nephew.
Yes. Fred.
Come, let us see another Christmas. Do you know this warehouse, Ebenezer?
Oh, it. I apprenticed here. And there's my old master, Fezziwig, bless him, throwing one of his Christmas parties.
Yo ho there, Ebenezer, Dick.
Dick Wilkins, bless me, there he is. Dear.
Yo ho there, no more work tonight. Christmas Eve, Dick, Christmas Ebenezer. Let's have the shutters up before any man can say Jack Robinson. Hilly ho, clear away, me lads, and let's have some room here.
Hilly ho, Dick. Cheer up, Ebenezer. Merry Christmas, one and all. Dance and be lively now.
Mrs. Fezziwig herself. Never will I forget her smile.
Oh, my dear, you have outdone yourself with a spread fit for a king himself. May I have this dance?
Why, you may have each and every dance, my dear.
Look there. It's Belle. Sweet Belle. So beautiful.
Ebenezer, dance with me.
And how we could dance.
Was she your love?
My one and only.
When is the last time you danced, Ebenezer?
It has been years in the least. So long ago, I can hardly remember it. What I would give to join them right now.
A small matter to make these silly folks so full of gratitude.
Small?
Why, is it not? He has spent but a few pounds. Is that enough to deserve such praise?
Oh, it's not that, spirit. The happiness he gives is quite as great as if it cost a fortune.
What is the matter?
Nothing in particular.
Something, I think.
No, I should like to say a word or two to my clerk just now. That's all.
Ebenezer, dance with me.
Can't you see I'm busy?
Oh no, Spirit, spare me this.
There are tears in her eyes.
I matter little to you. Very little. Another idol has replaced me.
What idol has replaced you?
A golden one. There is nothing which gives you such passion as money.
Oh, dear Belle, that's not fair.
I'm afraid it is. When we were engaged, we were both poor.
Was it better then? Better to be poor?
Better at least to be happy. You are changed. You are another man then.
I was a boy. You blame me because I have grown wiser? Have I tried to break off our engagement?
In words, no. Never.
In what then?
In a changed nature. In an altered spirit. In everything that made my love of any value in your sight. So, I release you from your promise.
No, Belle.
Oh, at first it may cause you pain to lose me. Very brief pain. But soon it will be dim, like a half-remembered dream. An unprofitable dream. And you'll be glad to be awake from such a dream. May you be happy in the life you have chosen, Ebenezer.
No, Belle. Don't go!
Where is your bell going, Ebenezer?
Oh, Miss Fezziwig. I fear she's fallen out of love with me.
Oh, why not go to her?
I am unsure I have the power to change, to be the man she wants me to be.
Time flies, my boy, and we must hold on to those we love.
I fear it may be too late for that.
My dear, it is never too late. Perhaps she's returned to the party. Let's go see.
No, but thank you. I have my accounts to return to.
Suit yourself, dear. I wish you nothing but happiness.
Spirit, why do you delight to torture me?
I show you only the shadows you must see.
Spirit, tell me, whatever became of my fair Belle?
Years have passed, Belle has married. The man she has married is by her side now.
That might have been me. She might have called me husband. Spirit, show me no more.
Listen to them, Ebenezer.
Belle, I saw an old friend of yours today.
Who was it?
Guess.
How can I?
Try.
I don't know. Mr. Scrooge.
Mr. Scrooge, it was. I passed by his office window. It wasn't shuttered. There was a candle inside, so I could scarcely help seeing him. His partner lies upon the point of death, I hear, and he sat there alone. Quite alone in the world, I do believe.
Remove me from this place, Spirit.
I told you these were shadows of the things that have been. That they are what they are. Do not blame me.
Remove me. I cannot bear it. Leave me. Take me back. Haunt me no longer.
WBFR Playhouse of the Air's production of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol will return after a word from our sponsor.
For sensible and satisfying gifts, there is nothing more appropriate than fine food. And for both gift-giving and your Yule dinner, there is nothing more delicious than Old London extra fancy fruitcake.
That's right. There's simply no rival to this magical concoction. Creme full of fruits and nuts, providing rich, delicious eating for everyone, making it America's most wanted Christmas gift.
Luscious, tender, and bursting with juicy goodness, Old London Extra Fancy Fruitcake is a boon to fruitcake lovers. What's more, they're available in gaily wrapped 5-pound and 10-pound gift cartons.
They're just the thing when unexpected guests arrive and make wonderful gifts too. Ideal for your business associates, family, friends, neighbors, shut-ins, and those in the armed forces of the United States.
And they're perfect for filling stockings and for your holiday buffet boards too.
So, as the grand finale to your Christmas feast, why not treat the family to the most appetizing fruitcake ever discovered?
And why not have the joy of this festive holiday season continue long into the new year? Well, it can when you send a hair-raising parade of fruitcake year-round with the Old London Extra Fancy Fruitcake of the Month Club.
And the fun starts off with the deluxe 20-pound fruit basket for Christmas morning. Then, the enchanting spectacle continues month after month after month, providing thrills and surprises for everyone.
Each superb delivery will make your eyes pop open anew, mouths water, and hearts quiver with joy. Your unforgettable gifts will be sure to delight, leaving friends and family happily reminded of you all through the year. The Old London Extra Fancy Fruitcake of the Month Club is one of the USA's largest shippers of extra fancy fruitcake, with over 25 million givers since 1919. Why not join them?
When you want to do your duty, slip your honey something fruity. You'll get sugar from your cutie. Buy a London Extra Fancy Fruitcake, rum-soaked cherries, wet her whistle, whiskey peaches, prime her kiss. It'll make you lucky under the mistle. Buy a London Extra Fancy Fruitcake.
Make the Yuletide greeting scrumptious by eating with Old London's Extra Fancy Fruitcake.
Order today for Christmas morning delivery.
And now we return to the WBFR Playhouse of the Air's production of Charles Dickens' immortal classic, A Christmas Carol, starring Freddie Filmore and Sally Applewhite.
When the clock struck 2, Scrooge woke up just in time to greet the second spirit Jacob Marley had promised. He wondered from where the spectre would appear, as he did not wish to be taken by surprise.
Then he became aware of a great blaze of light from the adjoining room. He got up and shuffled to the door. It was his own sitting room, but it had undergone a surprising transformation.
The walls and ceilings were hung with living green and gleaming berries. Heaped up on the floor to form a sort of throne were turkeys, geese, games, suckling pigs, long wreaths of sausage, pies, puddings, barrels of oysters, and bowls of punch.
Upon this throne sat a jolly giant with a glowing torch in the shape of Plenty's horn, which she held to shed its light onto Scrooge as he came peeping round the door.
Come in, Ebenezer, and know me better, man.
Who are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me. You have never seen the like of me before.
Never. You're quite different from the other spirit. You're tall, almost like a giant, and that torch you carry.
Its light falls into the homes of rich and poor alike.
Spirit, take me where you will. Last time I went against my wishes, and I learned my lesson, which is working now. If you have something to teach me, let me profit by it.
Touched my robe and were off.
Where have you brought me, Spirit?
To a humble dwelling on a humble street.
It's humble enough.
Yet there is happiness here.
Who are these people, Spirit? The woman and the children.
They are the family of your clerk, Bob Cratchit. His wife lays the table for the Christmas dinner, and assisting her is her son, Master Peter Cratchit.
I see.
I take it you've never before laid eyes on them?
I have not.
Listen to what they say, Ebenezer.
What has ever got your precious father, then? And your brother, Tiny Tim? And Martha went as late last Christmas Day by half an hour.
Here's Martha, Mother.
Hurrah, there's such a goose, Martha.
Wonderful.
Why, bless your heart alive, my dear Martha. How late you are.
We had a great deal of work to finish up last night and had to clear away this morning, Mother.
Well, never mind so long as you're here. Sit down before the fire, my dear.
Where's Father?
Father's to church with Tiny Tim.
They'll be along.
How is dear Tim, Mother? Is he any better?
Some days I think he is, but others, I'm not at all too sure.
Oh, you mustn't think but the best, dear Mother.
We do what we must to keep our spirits high.
Here they are.
Oh, Father's home and Tiny Tim too.
Good evening, everyone. Martha, dear, we are so glad to have you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And how did little Tim behave in church, Bob?
As good as gold and better.
I hope that people saw me there.
Why do you say that, Tim?
Because I'm a cripple. And if they saw my crutch, it might be pleasant to them to remember upon Christmas Day who made lame beggars walk and blind men see.
Bless you, my son.
Is it
Can
time
we
for
eat
dinner
now?
yet?
All right, now everyone to the table. Mash the potatoes.
Oh, it looks wonderful, Mother. It really does.
Oh, and such a goose. I do not believe there's ever been such a tender and flavorful goose in all the days of the world.
And oh, what wonderful pudding.
Bob, will you say the grace?
Of course, dear.
Spirit, tell me if Tiny Tim will live.
I see a vacant seat in the corner and a crutch without its owner, carefully preserved.
Oh, no. Kind spirit, say will be spared.
If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
Amen.
Amen.
Oh, Merry Christmas to us all, my dears. God bless us.
God bless us, everyone.
And now, dear family, a toast. A toast to Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast.
The founder of the feast, indeed. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon, and I'd hope he'd have a good appetite for it.
Oh, my dear, the children. Christmas Day.
It should be Christmas Day, I am sure, and which one drinks the elf of such an odious, stingy, hard, unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge? You know he is, Robert. Nobody knows it better than you do. Poor fellow.
My dear, the children, Christmas Day.
I'll drink his health for your sake and the day's, not for his. Long life to him. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. He'll be very merry and very happy, I have no doubt.
God bless him, Mother, and everyone.
We have but one more stop, Ebenezer. We fly.
This is the house of my nephew, Fred.
Your dear sister's only son. She died while giving him birth.
He took her from me, Spirit.
And you have always held that against him, have you not?
Spirit, it's not as simple as... Why have you brought me here?
Listen and see, Ebenezer.
He said that Christmas was a humbug, and he believed it too.
More shame for him, Fred.
They talk of me.
He's a comical old fellow, that's the truth. Not as pleasant as he might be, but his offenses carry their own punishment, and I have nothing to say against him.
I'm sure he is very rich, Fred. At least you always tell me so.
What of that, my dear? His wealth is of no use to him, for he does no good with it. And I assure you he has no plans to benefit us with it.
Laugh as you will, but I have no patience with him.
Oh, I have.
Why ever so?
I'm sorry for him. I couldn't be angry with him if I tried. For who suffers by his ill whims? Himself, always. Here he won't accept our invitation to dine with us. And what's the consequence? He loses a dinner?
Indeed, he loses a very good dinner.
Well, I'm glad to hear it, because I haven't had great faith in these young housekeepers. What do you say, Topper?
A bachelor is a wretched outcast who has no right to express an opinion on the subject.
Oh, now, Topper.
Oh, do go on, Fred. Finish what you've begun to say.
I was going to say that the consequence of his not making merry with us is that perhaps he loses some pleasant moments. I give him the same chance every year, whether he likes it or not, for I pity him. He may rail at Christmas till he dies, but he will find me going there year after year to share my good tidings, even if it only puts him in the vein to give his poor clerk £50.
Now, Fred, I think we've heard enough of the poor old devil. How would I like to mood? A parlor game, perhaps? Oh, blind man's blind.
Let's play yes and no.
How do we play it?
Oh, it's quite simple. I shall think of something, and the rest of you must find out what. You may ask me questions, but I will only answer with either yes or no.
Right, yes, sounds wonderful, yes. Have you thought of something, Fred?
I have.
Is it an animal?
Yes.
Does it growl and grunt?
Yes.
Does it walk the streets of London?
Yes.
Does it live in a menagerie?
No.
Is it a hippopotamus?
No.
In us?
No.
A bear?
No.
I have found it out. I know what it is, Fred. I know what it is.
What is it?
It's your Uncle Scrooge.
Yes.
Oh, but Fred, I asked if it was a bear, and you should have said yes, as indeed he is.
He has given us plenty of merriment, I am sure, and it would be ungrateful not to drink to his health. So, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to the old man, whatever he is. He wouldn't take it from me, but may he have it nevertheless. Uncle Scrooge.
Uncle Scrooge.
Thank you, nephew.
Ah, the hour has come.
No, not yet. There are still things I wish to learn.
These you will learn from still another spirit, Ebenezer.
WBFR Playhouse of the Air's production of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol will return after a word from our sponsor.
Oh my gosh, I love this.
Welcome to Phipps Department Store, ladies and gentlemen. Step right up to see the one and only Santa Claus himself.
Hello there, little lady.
Hiya, Santa Claus.
And what would you like for Christmas?
I'd like a Lady Fanny Happy Top baby doll, the doll with the soul. Why, she's dressed in fine, organdy baby clothes trimmed with lace and ribbon with undies to match. And if that ain't enough, her sweet little head and arms are virtually unbreakable.
Well, and Happy Tot baby doll, the doll with a soul, cry real tears too.
I'll say she does. Just like the tears of joy that'll be streaming down the face of every little girl and boy who finds a Lady Fanny Happy Top baby doll of their very own under the tree this Christmas.
Well, why don't you be a good little girl and take your mommy and daddy on an elevator ride up to Phipps' 4th floor in Toy Town, where they can find a wide selection of Lady Fanny Happy Tot baby dolls, the doll with a soul, on sale at only $4.95. You won't find a better price in town.
Right this way, little fellow. It's your turn to tell Santa Claus what you'd like for Christmas.
Say, Santa, how's tricks? How's tricks?
Swell, Squirt. And what would you like to find underneath your family's tree on Christmas morning?
I'd like a large screen RCA Victor television set. Why, it's a miracle of modern entertainment. Front row seats at plays, movies, news, and sports events. This gift will be cherished long.
Nah, large screen RCA Victor television set may seem like a rather extravagant gift for a little boy, but you can tell your mommy and daddy that it'll only put them back about $5 a week with Phipps' easy payment plan.
Say, even I can afford $5 a week with the money from my paper route and doing odd jobs for the neighbors.
And if a little boy can afford a mere $5, who can't?
That's right. Thank you, Santa Claus. I love Christmas, I love my mommy and daddy, and most of all, I love Phipps' easy payment plan. See you on Christmas Eve.
Right this way, little darling. It's your turn to tell Santa Claus what you'd like for Christmas.
Well, hello there, my dear, and what would you like for Christmas?
Oh, Santa, I don't want very much. Just a good-looking flowered cotton quilted robe with good wide lap over, and a Monte Carlo game table, and a squirrel-dyed mink cape.
Well, aren't you a fancy little lady?
I'll say I am. Just wait until my school chums get a load of me dripping in this fine squirrel fur all the way from exotic Africa.
Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. You'll find everything on your small fry shopping list and quite a bit more at Phipps Department Store.
And they have the best prices in town. Take it from me. I ought to know.
Whether it's a gift from Santa or a nifty wedding ring, toilet water for your aunt, a pipe for dad or Uncle Big, layaway, lingerie, BB guns or Fabergé. Phipps, 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 Phipps. At 33rd and Park.
Brands open every evening until 9 p.m. through December the 23rd.
And now we return to the final act of the WBFR Playhouse of the Air's production of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. When we last left Ebenezer Scrooge, he was awaiting the arrival of the third and final spirit as foretold by the ghost of Jacob Marley. Out of the darkness came a solemn phantom, draped and hooded, drifting towards Scrooge like a mist along the ground. Slowly, gravely, with an air of gloom and mystery, shrouded in a deep black garment concealing its head, face, and form. Nothing of it visible save one outstretched hand. Its presence filled Scrooge with a solemn dread.
Am I in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come? You are about to show me the shadows of the things that have not happened, but will happen in the time before us. Is that so, Spirit? Ghost of the future, I fear you most of all. I know your purpose is to do me good, and I am prepared to bear your company. Will you not speak to me? Lead on. The night is waning fast, and this is precious time to me, I know. Lead on, Spirit. I know this place. This is the exchange. I do business here. I know these men. Of what do they speak, Spirit?
No, I don't know too much about it. Either way, I only know he's dead.
When did he die?
Last night, I believe.
Why? What was the matter with him? I thought he'd never die.
Oh, God knows.
And what has he done with his money?
I haven't heard. Left it to his company, perhaps? He hasn't left it to me, that's all I know. It's likely to be a very cheap funeral, for upon my life, I don't know of anybody to go to it. Suppose we make up a party and volunteer.
I don't mind going if a lunch is provided, but I must be fed or I'll stay at home.
Well, I am most disinterested, but when I come to think of it, I'm not sure that I wasn't his most particular friend, for we used to stop and speak whenever we met.
Well, old Scratch finally got his own, at last. Cold, isn't it?
Seasonable for Christmas time. You're not a skater, I suppose.
My wife is a skater, but it's not my fancy.
You must bring your wife around in the new year.
I bet she would like that.
Good afternoon.
Of whom do they speak, Spirit? Can you not tell me? Why won't you speak, Spirit? Where are you going? I shall follow. Lead on.
The phantom led Scrooge into an obscure part of town which reeked with crime, filth, and misery.
Never have I seen this place before, Spirit. And what on earth is that wretched stench? Do you not smell that, Spirit? Have you a nose to smell?
Far in this den of infamous resort was a low-browed shop where iron, old rags, bottles, and bones were bought. Its floor scattered with rusty keys, nails, chains, and refuse iron. Secrets that few would like to scrutinize were hidden among mountains of unseemly rags, fat, and bones.
Sitting among his wares was the shop's proprietor, a rascal who went by the name of Old Joe. When Scrooge and the Phantom had entered the shop, Old Joe was laughing and transacting business with
A laundress.
A charwoman.
An undertaker's man.
Let the charwoman be the first.
Let the laundress be the second.
And let the undertaker's man be the third.
Look here, old Joe. Here's a chance. If we haven't all three met here before without meaning it.
Oi, you couldn't have met in a better place. You were made free of it long ago, you know. And the other two ain't strangers. And I'm sure there's no such old bones here as mine.
Every person has a right to take care of themselves. He always did.
Who's the worst for the loss of a few things like these? Not the dead men, I suppose.
No, indeed.
If he wanted to keep him after he was dead, oh, look at old Screw. Why wasn't he not told in his lifetime? If he had been, he'd have somebody to look after him when he was struck with death, instead of lying, gasping out his last there, alone by himself.
It's the truest word that ever was spoke.
Open up that bundle there, old Joe, and let me know the value of it. Speak out plain, as I am not afraid to be the first, or afraid for them to see it.
Oi, let's say you plunder, man. Oi, it is not extensive, I must say. A seal or two, a pencil case, a pair of sleeve buttons, and a brooch of no great value. Is that all?
It's a lot worth closer inspection, certainly.
Certainly not. I'll give you half a crown.
Are you pretty serious?
I wouldn't give another 6p if I was to be boiled for not doing it. Who's next?
Feast your eyes on my booty, old Joe.
What will make with it?
Sheets and towels, a little wearing apparel, 2 old-fashioned silver teaspoons, a pair of sugar tongs, and a few boots.
I always give too much to ladies. It is a weakness of mine, and it's how I ruin myself, but I'll give you 3 crowns.
And now undo my bundle, Joe.
What do you call this? Bed curtains?
Yes, bed curtains.
I suppose you didn't leave him there, rings and all, with him lying there.
Yes, I do. Why not?
His curtains?
Who else is you think? He isn't likely to take cold without them, I dare say.
I certainly hope he didn't die of anything catching, eh?
Don't you be afraid of that. And you may look through that shirt until your eyes ache, but you won't find a hole in it. It's the best he had, and a fine one too. They'd have wasted it, putting it on him to be buried in, to be sure. If it hadn't been for me, somebody was fool enough to do it. But I took it off again.
Here's your money, the lot of you.
This is the end of it, you see? He frightened everyone away from him when he was alive, to profit us when he was dead.
Spirit, I see. The case of this unhappy man might be my own. My life tends that way now. Merciful heaven, what is this? This is a fearful place, Spirit. In leaving it, I will not leave its lesson, trust me. Let us go on. I understand you, Spirit, and I would do it if I could, but I have not the power. I have not the power. If there is any other person in this town who shows the slightest bit of emotion caused by this man's death, show that person to me, Spirit. I beseech you. Spirit, why am I brought here again to the house of my clerk? I see. Something is not the same. Why is it very quiet here?
Mother, please.
Oh, my little son. My little son, Tiny Tim. I loved him so.
Oh, Mother dear, you mustn't. It's almost time for Father to be home. Don't let him see you crying.
Yes, Martha.
He's late tonight.
He walks slower than he used to, and yet I've known him to walk very fast indeed with Tiny Tim on his shoulder.
So have I, Mother.
But he was light to carry, and his father loved him, so it was no trouble at all.
Father.
Bob.
Good evening. I'm sorry to be late. I hope you didn't worry.
You're here, Bob. We're fine.
I went to the churchyard today. I wish you could have gone with me. It would have done your heart good to see how sweet and green a place it is. But you'll see it often. As I promised him, you see. I promised Honey Tim we'd walk there on Sunday.
Father dear.
It's God's will, Bob.
I'm trying to understand it, my dear. My son. My little son. Tiny Tim. I loved him so.
That is cruel. Cruel. Spirit, can't you show me some ray of hope that I may change all of that? That Tiny Tim may live? Spectre, something informs me that our parting moment is at hand. I know it, but I know not how. Help me, Spirit. Who is this man who has died? Is there no one to mourn this poor creature? No one to follow him to the grave? Perhaps they'll give him a green grave, like poor Tiny Tim at least. Perhaps. Where are we now? Merciful heaven. A churchyard overrun by weeds and grass and these godforsaken crumbling gravestones. Spirit, before I draw nearer to that grave to which you point, answer me one question. Are these the shadows of the things that will be? Or are they the shadows of the things that may be? Will you not answer me, spirit? What is this grave to which you point? What name is upon it?
Ebenezer Scrooge.
Ebenezer Scrooge. Oh, no, spirit, hear me. I am not the man I was. Why show me all the things if I was past all hope? Your nature intercedes me and pities me. Surely I yet may change these shadows you have shown me by an altered life. Spirit, tell me I yet may change these dreadful shadows. I'll honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. I live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirits of all three shall strive within me. I will not shut out the lessons that they teach. Kind spirit, tell me I may sponge away the writing on this stone. I beg you, spirit. I beg you.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray.
I beg you. What? Where can it be? Is this not my bedpost? Am I not in my own bed? I am. My bed curtains are not torn down after all. There they are. Rings and all. I don't know what day of the month it is. I don't know how long I've been among the spirits. I don't know anything. I'm quite a baby. Never mind. I'd rather be a baby. Heaven and Christmas be praised.
Comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Clash, clang, hammer, ding dong. The lustiest peals I ever heard. Oh, heavenly skies. Oh, sweet fresh air. Oh, merry bells. Glorious, glorious. Oh, you there, a boy. What day is it today?
What, sir?
What day is it today, my fine fellow?
Today? Why, it's Christmas Day, sir.
It's Christmas Day. I haven't missed it. The spirits have all done it in one night. They can do whatever they want, of course they can. Hello there, my boy.
Hello.
Do you know the poulterers in the next street at the corner?
I should hope I did.
Oh, an intelligent boy, a remarkable boy. Do you know if they've sold the prize turkey that was hanging there? Not the little prize turkey.
The big prize one?
What a delightful boy! It is a pleasure to speak with him. Yes, my buck.
It's hanging there now.
Is it? Go and buy it, will you? And tell them to send it to Bob Cratchit and his family in Camden Town. But mind you, they are not to know who paid for it. Hurry along, my boy. Here's £0.50 for your trouble.
Yes, sir. Indeed, I will. Straight away. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas, my boy. Never have I felt this way before. I'm as light as a feather. I'm as happy as an angel. I'm as merry as a schoolboy. I'm as giddy as a drunken man. Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy New Year to all the world. Hello. Whoop. Hello.
Merry Christmas.
Well, Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you both.
You too, sir.
My dear woman, how do you do? Didn't you call upon my office last evening in regard to your charity?
Why, Mr. Scrooge, is that you?
Yes, that is my name, though I fear it may not be a pleasant one to you. I hope you succeeded yesterday. It was very kind of you. Allow me to ask your pardon. Would you have the goodness to accept a sum of that? I prefer to whisper this.
Oh, Lord bless me, my dear sir, are you serious?
If you please, and not a farthing less. A good many back payments are included, I assure you. Would you do me that favor?
Oh, my dear sir, I don't know what to say to such munificence.
Don't say anything. Will you come and see me?
I will indeed.
Thank you. I am much obliged to you. Thank you 50 times. Bless you. Merry Christmas.
May I help you, sir?
Is the master at home, my dear?
Yes, sir.
Where is he, my love?
He's in the dining room, sir, with his mistress. I'll show you upstairs, if you please.
Oh, thank you. He knows me. I'll go in here, my dear.
No, just a moment, sir. It is my business to announce those who come calling.
Very well. You may tell Fred that his uncle is here to wish him a very Merry Christmas.
Why, bless my soul, who's that?
It is I, your Uncle Scrooge. I have come to wish you a very Merry Christmas.
My uncle. And a very Merry Christmas to you as well.
Thank you, nephew. I would very much like to accept your kind invitation to join you for dinner.
I'm delighted. You're always welcome here, Uncle.
Thank you, my dear Fred. I have one other stop I must make and will return to join you shortly.
We look forward to it.
As do I, nephew. As do I.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la.
Now, children.
Someone's at the door, Mother.
Whoever could that be?
I'll get it.
Is this the Cratchit home?
Why, yes it is. Why, what have you got there?
It's a delivery.
Look at the turkey.
Who would send us such a gift?
I'm not to say, but it's all paid for and it's for you. Merry Christmas.
I've never seen such a turkey.
Why, it's bigger than me.
The Cratchit family prepared their Christmas feast, and the centerpiece was the prize turkey sent to them by an unknown party. As they were just about to say the blessing and partake the meal, Tiny Tim noticed someone standing outside the window.
Look, who is it?
Oh, let me answer it.
Well, 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 Bud Cratchit. What do you mean by taking today off?
Oh, yeah. Mr. Scrooge, sir, it's only once a year.
Let me tell you, my friend, I am not going to stand for this sort of thing any longer, and therefore I am about to raise your salary.
Mrs. Scrooge, are you quite yourself, sir?
No, thank heavens, I am not quite myself. Merry Christmas to you, Bob. And I intend to help you and your family for many a Christmas to come.
Thank you,
Bless
Merry
your heart,
Christmas.
Mrs. Scrooge.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la.
Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all and infinitely more. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he became a second father. He was as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as the good old city knew, or any other good old city or town in the good old world.
And it was always said of him that he knew how to keep Christmas well if any man alive possessed the knowledge. May that be truly said of all of us. And so, as Tiny Tim observed,
God bless us, everyone.
Fa la 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 la.
This has been the WBFR Playhouse of the Air's presentation of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, featuring Harry Jazzbo Heywood,
Sally Applewhite,
Jake Laurents,
Lana Sherwood,
Mr. Freddie Filmore.
and our stage manager. The WBFR Playhouse of the Air is brought to you this and every week by the Old London Extra Fancy Fruitcake Company and Phipps Department Store. Please stay tuned for our program of popular holiday music. And from all all of us to all of you and yours, we wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.